All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we on the corner of Florence and Normandie.
Okay.
All right, we got the homie Bale.
As a man.
Young Beezy.
Yeah, drag race spaceship, all down Normandie, busy like AI. I just scored 100 times, bop for another one, jig before the summer come. Louis V jeans, no cuffs on the bathing ape.
As a man, my dog.
Got a Beezy. I mean, there's a lot of Beezys. We'll get into that, man. Bale, thank you so much for allowing me to be in your section, and you got the new project. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
sir.
And you said something very, very interesting.
First of all, before we start, let me thank you.
Oh no, come on, man.
You know.
Oh yeah, I'm Chuck Dizzle, by the way. I didn't even say that.
Yeah. I know who you are, man. Let me thank you, Chuck Dizzle, the great, the one and only, man, for always supporting me in times like this. I feel like we did this at the station when I dropped Normandie.
Yeah, man.
And that was a real big thing for me. And I just like the constant support through the years, you know, since I met you at Payday with prayers and crying until now. You know, it's been a journey. I want to appreciate you and thank you for always showing up for me, man. You're always, all the time.
I sincerely appreciate that, man. And I love seeing the progression over the years, and you know, keeping that integrity, you know, intact throughout the years, no matter what you're doing. So that's why, like, with the project name, thought I was missing something. I was like, damn. Throughout this whole thing, you really feel like you missing something, bro? Like, dive into the name of the project and why it's named that, and kind of like the thought process behind that.
Well, actually, to keep it all the way 100, I've been working on the concept for like 2 years, maybe.
Really?
Just like, cause I was gonna put out a project. So Normandie art was really supposed to be thought I was missing something.
Oh, word.
You know, just having conversations with Marcel, but then it turned out to be Normandie art because you know how it came together. But I feel like I got the name thought I was missing something because it's like I said, I've been in this game for a minute, and then you get around things or you hear certain things that people tell you, hey man, you should do this, or you gotta do this, or you gotta be cool with this person. I mean, you know, to have relationships is always a good thing. Yeah. But this is like, what type of relationships and how are those relationships servicing me?
Yeah.
You know, and what am I doing? Am I getting out my frame to keep these relationships? Or is this really me? Or is this really the people I need to surround myself with to get to where I need to go?
Yeah.
And I don't think necessarily you need that all the time.
I mean, because you hear you need to sacrifice. I mean, that's a common theme within anything. So it's not just regulated towards music. It's in general. In general, like whatever it is, it's like, you know, you could really think that you need everything, especially with the internet going on, all the validation that you assume you need to have to get where you need to go, and that's so far from the truth. And that's why I felt like I always thought I was missing something. Like, damn, I need to do this. I'm not doing this. I'm not getting this type of recognition. I'm not getting this type of look. But like, you know, gratefulness is a powerful thing, and perspective is a powerful thing. And I feel like once I worked on that and being more appreciative of where I'm at and with my journey and my process to where I'm going, it's like, damn, I thought I was missing something. And the whole time I had everything. How'd you get there? How'd you get to the point where it's like, yeah, it was a thought, but now in reality, I'm good where I'm at. I'm good with what I have. I'm good with the resources that I have.
Self-reflection. You know, having conversations with yourself.
Yeah.
Like really, like alone, isolation is elevation. Yeah. You know, so just me being alone with my thoughts and where do I really want to go and what I want out of this. And that's something you got to ask yourself with anything you're doing. I think people just do stuff for the F of it. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm just going to do it.
I'm just roll with the punches, see what happens.
Yeah. And I think, like, being intentional is important. Yeah. You know? It's like I'm pretty sure, you know, you get young, inspiring journalists or personalities that come up to you and be like, hey, how can I do this, and this? And you give them the most basic advice because it's true. Right. Like the cliches that we hear, keep going.
And sometimes it's a little tough saying it over and over, but it's so true.
Bro, it's so true. And I feel like, I mean, these are conversations we didn't have before. Me and you just in the alley in the back of the Virgil, you feel me? After the shows, and like you telling me all this. And this is things that you hear, but like, to understand it and grasp it.
It's a different thing.
And Kron used to always tell me something. He was like, it's not about understanding, it's about overstanding. And once you overstand something, it's like your perspective change. And that's how I got there.
When you were met with those cliches and those early conversations, was that met with resistance from you early on?
For sure.
And why was that?
Ego.
Thinking that you knew it all?
Or just thinking like, nigga, that's not the answer.
Y'all holding something. You mentioned something about people. What's funny is that you mentioned something in the album about people gatekeeping information. Yeah. So now here you are, full circle moment with it.
Yeah. But people do gatekeep information. Like when you know that it is people that set type of barriers. Again, thought I was missing something. Yeah. So let me fuck with him because they probably could get me. But they do. But it's like, you know, that shit is gonna come to you if you keep pursuing. it's going to happen, man. If you're in line of what you do and the purpose of where you're going, and you believe that and you trust that process, everything you are looking for is going to come to you. It's about having enough awareness and self-awareness to understand all that and like put the pieces together. Thought I was missing something. You feel me?
Something that you're very aware of, and something that I've heard you say multiple times, and we've had conversations about it, but how important is it to be the voice of South Central?
Voice of the section. I mean, I feel like perspective, you know? I feel like it's important to me because, shit, I gotta set an example. It's important to me because I'm really from, like, Florence, Normandie. I'm from right here, you know? I grew up right here, you feel me? Like, so it's important to me to represent that in an honorable way, you know, and I mean, you know, I wouldn't say, I guess, role model, even though that's kind of like, because, you know, the motherfucker gonna do what they do anyway, so it's kind of hard to say you like a role model, but
you know what I'm learning though, man? I'm learning that is true. Like, regardless if you realize it or not, somebody's looking at you. Somebody is gonna model themselves after the actions and things that you're doing, especially if you're authentic to this and you from this section and people see like they know who you are. They gonna hold you to it, and so don't shy away from that.
No, for sure.
Because it is a certain level of, you know, role model that you do have. Now, you might not display it to the point of like wagging your finger, like, nah, it's not like that, but somebody's watching you, man, and it's like they're gonna model themselves after the actions that you do.
No, for sure. So I just try to, like, you know, be honorable and move with integrity. And sometimes I haven't always done that. Sometimes I look back like, damn, why the F did I do that, man? Like, I was tripping, or damn, I could have came at this situation different. But that's, you know, I feel like even me being an artist, all my mistakes is in real time. You feel me? All my mistakes are the things I've done, like, you know, you're gonna be able to see them, you know? So I just try to learn from that. And, you know, how far as I take it, I hope if I am good enough of a role model, if somebody do decide to shape or pattern they shit behind me, they take it further. Like, TF is here, you feel me? So without him, it's no me, you feel me? Like, he's done so much to help me get to the point where I'm at. It's like, damn, I owe him to take it to the next level. It's not even no competition or nothing like that, because we in this together, we family, you know. He done kicked out so many doors so I could walk through them. But it's now when I get in that space, how do I maximize the room that I'm in, you know? So that's what that's about.
Speaking of mistakes, man, what do you feel like the last, and whether you want to speak on it or not, or you keep it general, the last mistake that you've kind of learned from, and how did you grow beyond that?
Shit, me trying to feel included. I'm not gonna speak on like where I was trying to fit in at, but I felt like I was trying to fit into a space that wasn't totally me.
Wow.
And I try to, like, I've been telling Marcel this, like, this is my new thing, my new phrase, like, you can't try to put a square into a triangle. Like, you know, like, you got kids, a little blocks.
So like, they're gonna be beating that motherfucker. They ain't going in.
And it's like you run into a situation and your intuition tell you, like, nah, I ain't supposed to be over here. And then you get to a certain point like, damn, now look at me. Look at me trying to feel included somewhere that I was not supposed to be, where I was supposed to. Because, you know, it's like seasons and reasons. So for a time, it's cool. But you got to get in and out. You can't be like, I'm going to plant my flag in my home here because this is not where you belong. This is somewhere you utilize in the tool. You take it to the next level, or you use you know what's around you. But I think me trying to feel, the last thing I was trying to make myself feel included in the space that wasn't totally me. And that's like, damn, that's why I thought I was missing something too. It's like, damn, I thought I needed to be over here and I didn't really need nothing from this for real.
Now, I love that you got that perspective and you understand it in real time, and that kind of leads into advice that you would tell somebody, because we mentioned, you know, at that moment you said it was egos, a lot of these things that you weren't receiving the information that people may have been giving you. So is there a way to break through and maybe tell somebody that's coming up, that was in your shoes 6-7 years ago, you know, advice that you can give them? Or is it like, yo, you got to kind of live through this and learn your own way?
I think it's the latter. You know, and it's fucked up that is. If I got a situation that can help you, if you ask me like, hey man, can you help me bring more light to what I'm doing? But as far as like lessons and what you take, and like, because everybody's journey and path is different. So I feel like the lessons that you take and what you learn from it, you're gonna have to do that work yourself. And then it's like, damn, now it's like, you tell me something. now we having this conversation. I could be like, Chuck, you was right about all this type of shit right here. And if I would have did this, I could have been better. Now we could huddle up, and now the game plan could be different. It's like, okay, now I'm gonna do this. What you think about that? Now I'm coming to you with my ideas, and you can put your perspective on. Hey man, no, I think this is good.
Because it's specific based off.
What I know. Instead of me just coming blind and be like, hey man, I'm trying to figure it out. What's going on?
Help me. What's going on?
No, and it's like.
It don't work like that.
Yeah, and that space, because like when you get to that space, it's kind of like you asking for somebody to do something for you. You're asking kind of like for a handout in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, well, bro, you got to kind of figure it out. You know, which, I don't know, it's just double-edged sword, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I mean, you kind of hit it on there. Like, you don't necessarily want a handout when it comes to these situations. It's like, the only way you're gonna learn, I heard the one thing, you gotta learn how to ask the right questions.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The only way you learn how to ask the right questions is through the experiences that you got.
Yes.
So you hit it on the head with that one.
That's the perfect, like, you got the experience you have help you ask the right questions, and when you ask the right questions, you get what you're looking for.
How do you remain authentic in this space? You know, there's a lot of clown shit that happens within the business.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clown shit that happens, and I don't want to just paint it as a hip hop thing. I don't want to paint it just as a media thing, but it's just we're in like unprecedented times when it comes to this shit, right? And not to say that it's not. It's always been like this in certain degrees, right? But how do you still remain being yourself without having to do the clown shit to get recognition, or you know what I mean? I'm sure you know what it takes to be visible and be seen and things that you could do,
for sure.
but that's not you.
Yeah.
Like, how do you remain in your space and comfortable when you see what is fucked up works? You know what I mean? But that's not truly you.
Shit, accountability. I'm gonna have to answer to somebody. Like, I won't have to, I'm gonna get called. Like I said, TF, my little brother here, my little sister, you heard her.
Yep.
Yeah, she crazy. She, you know, like, it's my family.
Yeah.
Who you truly are, the people that I grew up with, the people I surround myself with.
Yeah.
You know, I try to have that type of people around me that's gonna always keep me grounded.
Yeah.
You never want to feel like you doing too much, overextending yourself to get somewhere. So I feel like family is the roots of everything. It's that root, keep you rooted.
Yeah.
The people that surround you keep you rooted. The real people around you help you stay grounded. So nigga ain't out here like a clown dog, just looking crazy, doing stuff that you know that you're not supposed to be doing.
Like you said, your intuition will tell you a lot of things.
Nah, for real.
But then your family will back it up, and your loved ones really, you know, make sure that you understand. Like, nah, that's not really what you want to do.
You know, it's real people I gotta have to answer to. It's like, you know, how can I look you in the eye when I know I'm doing something that's not me? Or how can I don't even think I feel like, because art imitate life, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't think my music would even have the same impact if I was out here doing shit that wasn't a line of what I'm speaking, because then I'd be like, you're a liar.
Yeah.
How can anybody believe me? How can you be a role model or the voice of the section? And
you can't be the voice of the section doing that shit. You can't be the voice of the section doing that.
Me? So it's like, that's why I try to keep my...
Yeah. Now, with this project, you got, I want to say like 11 tracks on there, right? Which one is the most meaningful to you and why?
Man, maybe like Ice and Grammys, maybe.
Last one.
Yeah, like Ice and Grammys, because it's kind of like a celebratory type of song. Like we came so far to get somewhere, and like, you know, where we from, jewelry or like things are kind of like what Nip say, like status symbol, like, you know, like it just, you know. So I think that just mean the most to me. The song that I was like, oh man. But I feel like as far as like the growth as an artist, probably like something like Hot Boy BZ. I could be like that.
Now, okay, so I'm glad you said that. Now, we got Hot Boy BZ. I heard you know, referencing Young BZ, Gutter Lane BZ. What are the different BZs, and how's that different, or is it different from Bale? Like, talk to us about the different monikers and the different sides of Bale and BZ.
I mean, I feel like shit, as an artist, you gotta be able to be like dynamic, and it's like, you know, I don't know, Hot Boy BZ is just like, you know, that's when I'm really feeling myself. You know, that's when I love the Hot Boys, Cash Money, so I always want to be like, man, I always want to be like a, you know.
That,
and then like Gutter Lane BZ, that's just like, you know, Trench Baby come from the bottom, you feel me? I'm just out here wilding. I just feel like, I don't know, they're just all different type of persona, the way I'm feeling when I'm making the song, or like what I try to channel, like different type of emotions in myself, and that's what like come out. Young BZ probably be like the smooth player, like, you know, like Young Ho, like Jay-Z, my favorite rapper, so it's just like, you know, just different type of modes I get in when I'm creating the songs, you feel me? Try to tap in and challenge that, and channel that.
Is there anything that you feel like you've kind of left unturned in terms of either material or a persona or something that you haven't yet tried to either talk about or tap into, or do you feel like you've done everything?
No, I feel like I mean, because life happened, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not done living life. Yeah. So it's more experience I have, and I the more I grow, the more I connect the experience that I'm having right now to the way I grew up. So you got to kind of like reveal like those type of things situations that you didn't deal with in your life. I feel like the world be spinning, so that shit always come back around. Yeah. Like the shit that you haven't dealt with before, you always get faced with that challenge in a new type of form. You get me in a new way. So I feel like I just feel like the more I live, the more I'm gonna be able to articulate myself, the better artist I become, the more vulnerable I get on these records, the more I be open with sharing certain things because I've dealt with them.
Yeah.
Now I'm able to express them in a way that everybody can be like, damn, I'm going through that too, you're not alone type shit.
Did you feel like you were ever closed off to that idea or concept of doing that?
Yeah, kind of. I just want, cause like, when you first rap or when you making music, that shit be real surface level because you're just trying to be like, man, I can make music.
Right.
But like the more
just imitating what you hear and see.
You feel me? But the more and more you become an artist and you grow, it's like, okay, I could really get rooted in how I feel and then express it in a creative way.
And there's only one you.
Yeah.
So it's like, what better way to peel back the layers of giving us you? I mean, it'd be relatable to other people as well, but it's like, that's your superpower.
No, for sure.
That's when I think of Young Beezy, I think of the superhero. So it's like different kinds of bills and like different parts of the persona.
I don't want to say it's fake, but like wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Undertaker was him, the American Badass. The Rock, he got the Brahma Bull. You got so it's all that different type of.
Got you. There's a lot of sports themes.
I'm the sports bar king.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of sports.
Nobody got more sports bars
when it comes to you, and I feel like that's always a recurrent theme in your music.
That's just me paying homage to my childhood.
Really.
And like shit that I really like. That kept me.
That was your first love.
Yeah, kept me aware, kept me like kind of like protecting me. It's like if a nigga like comic books or something like that. Like that's what I was into, like just sports and trying to figure out who went there. It's kind of like that shit. I always say that shit saved my life.
Wow, man. That's a good way of kind of like paying it forward in a sense. And like you said, like that's something that relatable to other people when they come up, they see it and hear it, they'll catch the different bars and shit like that. Do you see, like, for yourself for the future, man, like what are you looking forward to, like fast forward 5, 6, 7 years from now when it comes to music, life, fatherhood? Like what are you looking at in terms of like where Bale is gonna be?
Damn, that's a good question. That's actually a great question.
Because the only reason why I said that is because we talk about, making sure that we have a plan and asking the right questions, but I'm also wondering, like, when you're thinking about things that you're missing, do you also think of, okay, now I have this, I have these resources, how can I take this to the next level? What does that next level even look like for me?
Damn, man. I guess, man, in terms of music, like dictating my terms and doing it my way and not feeling like I always have to wait for a yes to make something happen.
Right.
I feel like that's, especially now, that's every artist. Like, if you're doing this in the independent route, it's like, man, you don't want to have to hear a yes for you to go move. You want to be able to, man, when I'm ready to move,
drop
some Tech 9 shit. Like, man, when I'm ready to go, I'm about to have a whole, like my boy F, he got a compound. It's like, damn, that's like, you get me? That's like the next level for me too, or
I feel like there's a lot of examples nowadays where and maybe you can tell me your thoughts as an artist, as an independent artist. Do you feel like you have to sign these days? Or even go the traditional routes? Like even from signing to radio play and all these other things, like do you even feel like that those routes are necessary? Of course you want to achieve, maybe you do or maybe you don't. That's why I'm asking you, like, where do you see yourself? Is that something that you're thinking about, or is it like, nah, I literally want to carve my own lane, do it my own way, build my own shit? Or is it like, now I want to get to this point so that this entity will reach out to possibly take me to the next level? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like, do I want somebody else to give me some money so I can do my shit?
Of course, why not?
Of course, but do I want to be and forever like indebted to somebody for like helping me do some shit that I know I could do?
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, I guess you always want support in that way. I guess that's, as a man, that's every artist's dream to get signed and be like, look, man, this is people that's backing me and supporting me. But the more and more you think about like ownership and being like, shit, this is something I didn't sacrifice so much for, you know, relationships, time, money, effort, everything to make this come true. So it's like, I can't see myself just giving. It's more valuable than like, you know, what's the dollar amount that you could give me from my time or the things I've lost? Is that like what you know? And
is there a dollar amount?
Is there a dollar amount? And then it's like, if we do have that exchange and it makes sense, how much are you trying to take from this, and how much you trying to control?
Yeah.
And I think that's like something you got to think about. And yeah, that shit gonna be hard. It ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be nights where you don't know what the fuck gonna go on. But I'd rather have those nights than wake up and be like, damn, everything I work for, I don't need. It's gone.
See nothing right.
Yeah, I can't go get nothing to Onyx. Like, it ain't nothing I could come
back to.
You know, it's nothing that she come back to, and it's like, shit. When you look around, nigga, I think that's the game that we should be trying to play. Yeah, that's on some like, and it's hard. It ain't for everybody. Yeah. That's why that's why you don't see a lot of people doing it. That's why you see a lot of people give up. That's why you see a lot of people not successful at it, because, you know, you got to go through a lot to get to a certain type of point where you can feel comfortable. Like, damn, this is what I want to do.
Now, what about family in terms of fatherhood, man? I mean, we have these conversations all the time. How do you balance this? Like, right? Somebody comes to you and they say, yeah, we got.
Just to change my daughter's life, you know? Shit, man. I gotta just believe that I'm doing the right thing for her in the long term.
Yeah.
You know? Like, shit, maybe, yeah, right now it's like, man, if they gave me this amount of much, it's like cool, but it's like, damn, you see, like, I mean, you see how they do the older artists in hip hop, you feel me? It's just like they treat them like they ain't nothing. But you know, the people that's still around, the people like the E40s that could dictate his own stage, the people like the Too Short that dictate their own terms, you know? So I'd rather 15 years from now, me courtside at the Laker game, and I own all my stuff, my daughter's cool, you know, and then now me giving something up for a little piece of change, and I don't even know what I'm going, you know, when the next dollar come from, you know.
What does that balance like look right now, though, in terms of like with your daughter, and then making sure that, you know, you're hitting the studio, you're making appearances, you're running around, you're doing all these things. Like, how do you navigate that space, and how do you plan on navigating that space when things kind of pick up and elevate?
I just gotta always make her a priority. I can't lose sight of, like, you know, she just gotta be the number one priority. You know.
Does she know you're a rapper?
Yeah, she called me a singer though.
She called you a singer.
Daddy a great singer.
Daddy's a great singer. Hey, bro, I love it.
Yeah, Daddy's a great singer. She watch videos. She not like really like the outside type of like girl, like, you know, like a kid. Like, she not really like getting, you know. She like more of like an artist herself. She like building things. She like performing and stuff like that. Wow. So she already got the bug in her, which is crazy.
Already,
you know. But like, she know what I do. She does. I show her all my videos. I let her listen to my music all the time.
Do you think that there's going to be things that you kind of like shelter her from in terms of material, or it's like it's all free game? Like, she can hear everything.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as she get older and mature, when I can really explain stuff to her. But right now, I just be like, you know, you can't listen to this. You know, you can't listen to that. Some songs I play her. Like, you know what song she loved too? It's crazy. She loved Greater.
Really?
You remember? She remember that song? Yeah, she loved Greater. I play that all the time. That's like her favorite song.
That's amazing.
But I let her listen to, like, you know, like smooth R&B, soft R&B, Snow Allegras, you know. She like Audio Hug by J. Cole and Summer Walker. That's her favorite song. Dude. Like, that's just, I could play that and then it go up.
Hey, you mentioned something on the project about "Don't Worry How I Got It." You know what I'm saying? And I think there's a theme of like that I hear at least of, yo, I'm gonna make it by any means.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I got to do to make ends meet. Yeah. Which in turn also is about sacrifice and you know, maybe, you know, just doing what you have to do to get what you got to get.
I know where you go.
You know what I'm saying?
I know where you go.
But talk about that philosophy, talk about that mentality, that mindset that is attached to that, because I feel like that also is how you achieve your goals in in life. It's like there's a no ands, ifs, or buts attitude.
I ain't taking no for no. Exactly. I ain't taking no for an answer. I'm not satisfied with just being like complacent. I ain't sitting on my hands. You know, I'm not questioning myself. I'm not questioning my ideas. I'm not even questioning how I gotta go make this happen. Yeah. I just gotta go do it. Cause either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna go do it. It's either or. It ain't no in between on what's going on with this. You know.
Is that something that was innately already in you, or something that you developed over the years?
I think it's both.
listen to the project, man. I got a couple of favorites. I like Still Shining.
Okay,
I like the Passion. My bad, I'm messing the name up.
Passion with Some Paper.
Passion with Some Paper, and I think it goes off of what we were talking about as far as risking it all. Man. You talk about that, man, and I don't know. I feel like you hit those pain points for a lot of people that are out there going to get it.
Yeah.
And like you said, by any means, making it happen. I'm interested to know though, like, what are your favorites off the project and why? Which ones have significant meaning for you?
Like I said, I think Hot Boy BZ because it showed like the growth of my life, me being an artist. I like Ice and Grammys a lot. I like 50 Ball. And I like
50 Ball, I do like that one. I like the
and I like the intro every day. I feel like every day is hard.
Yeah.
Them probably like my standout songs on the track for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them all, but like my favorite ones I made are probably them.
So far from the response that you've been getting, shout out to TF is on there. Sean Ev,
you go crazy, hard. Man.
Sean, it's hard as fuck, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, okay, he came with it. He came with it.
So reaching out to people, because you're selective when you have people on your projects, man. Talk about the relationships with them. I feel like TF is
that's big bro.
Right.
That ain't even, that's somebody that's always keeping me on my game. That's somebody, shit, sometimes we have disagreements, you feel me, but we ain't seeing eye to eye, but it ain't never nothing personal. It's just all about, we still got that big brother, little brother relationship.
Dynamic,
and that's just what it is, We got into like competitive nature arguments, like I'm better than you.
Yeah.
He the first person I had to sit down and tell me like, bro, it ain't about us being better because ain't no competition. It's just about me making sure that, nigga, you see this shit the right way and how you supposed to get it, And helping me become like, okay, nigga, the music is good, the rap, but what the business like?
Right.
What things looking like around the project? Like, nigga, you just can't put nothing out and think, hey, man, go listen to this.
Right.
Like, like he taught me like, no, I'm gonna put this out. No, they gonna fuck with me, man. Like, no, they're not.
They're not, bro.
They're not gonna fuck with you, and don't be mad when nobody don't listen to your shit.
Yeah.
That's how you talking. Like, who you talking to? I'm hard. And it's like, I got to fall on my ass and be like, hey, man, you know what, you was right. So this is big. It's just all about growth,
Yeah.
And like for him to even still, because I mean, people be like so weird taking like shit so personal, and like you know how people be, man.
Exactly.
Like he could take, he don't even never take it personal with him. It's like, all right, well you gonna see.
You see, right? I'm not gonna sit here and try to lead you. You gonna figure it out yourself.
And then for him to still always pick up the phone and be like, yeah, nigga, I told you. All right, and when I do something dope, or when it is hard, it's like, exactly. Yeah. That's how you're supposed to do it, So that's just what that is,
What about Sean Ev? So talk about you guys' relationship.
Sean Ev, man, shout out to Yuri. That's how Yuri, he made 50 Ball. He did a lot of stuff. Yuri's incredible, man, incredible producer. So, that's how I got tapped in with Sean Ev. Just me being around. And then me just taking a liking to what he doing. And then one time I was in the studio, I was like, man, I'm gonna send you something. And he sent me, I knocked it out, and he was like, man, send me something back. And I was like, man, all right. And then we got Nick Saban, and then he went crazy on it. So I'm so impressed with what Sean is doing, and I know he gonna have nothing but success in it. He got his own lane, and he ain't doing it on his own terms. So I'm looking forward to what he's doing.
What's your overall not thought process, but your reaction to what's been happening in LA, specifically with hip hop in the last year? I feel like about a year, 2 years ago,
it was kind of dry.
Right?
Yeah.
And not even that, but just the conversation around it, the lack of respect that people would have out here, and it goes without saying. It happens all the time. I've seen it in different cycles, so it's and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Ups and downs, peaks and valleys.
Ups and downs, exactly. But what's your thought process of the spotlight being on out here, and your responsibility as an artist to make sure that you ready to go while the light is out here?
Yeah, I mean, shit, you gotta just, like I said, be intentional and like shit by any means. I ain't taking no for an answer, and it's a blessing, It's a blessing that the city is in this shape right now, and like those who are prepared to move forward and put their stamp and and able to share light on what they doing was gonna get blessed, and then those that are not prepared, it's kind of like when the time come back around, get ready for it, or if Lord willing that everybody do enough to keep the spotlight on, groundwork, then it don't ever go like that. Because all this is each one teach one. If I'm doing this, shit should be a chain reaction.
Yeah.
So it's a wave now. The wave do it. When the next wave come up, niggas supposed to be like, look, all right, well I got you.
What's going on?
Whoever you draw to, because people are already gonna have their relationships with people. You try to keep it going, keep it going. I feel like it get dry when niggas be like, oh, I'm not messing with that.
Right.
Oh, no, that's weak.
Yeah.
Or niggas, people feel uncomfortable or insecure, again, ego, getting threatened about what's going on. Then they be like, man, I ain't messing with that. Then it gets shut down. Again, the gatekeeping.
Yeah. Do you feel like, as somebody that's in the trenches in this right now, do you see it? Do you see like the influx of like opportunities, and do you see people taking advantage of them, or do you feel like, damn, we still aren't where we need to be?
No, I feel like people is doing what they supposed to do right now. Okay. Especially like when I look around, you know, in my field, the people that's coming up with me, I would say, like the Shams. Shout out to Sham. He also helped me with this, put together like a creatively this rollout vision. Like, bro, Sham is
he that one, dog.
Bro, he's
he's amazing.
So shout out my boy Sham. I feel like Cash is somebody that's doing this. Epic is holding it down. Yep. That whole corner store type. Him, Katie Devine, everybody got their own island, you know. So it's up to everybody to build their own island, and when it's time to come together, we come together. TF, like I feel like it's people that's around that's doing what they got to do, you know.
That's one thing that I'm kind of most proud, just seeing as, like you said, somebody that's as a peer, but somebody that's kind of been here for some time. I love seeing you guys all collaborate.
Yeah, Drebo. Like,
oh my God,
even with the streaming thing he got going on, he's actually finding a way.
His own thing.
Everybody's finding their niche, and then, you know, sometimes it takes sometimes people fall in it and get it going, you know. But it's like I feel like everybody that, like, you know, that I kind of came up and I'm like starting, we all doing what we supposed to do.
I love that. If that's one thing that I could say, is that you guys know how to like really keep it together as far as like, whether it's competition or, you know, I love seeing the personalities between different people as well, man. And even like, if you going on different platforms and showcasing your personality as well, I love seeing all that shit, bro.
Some people don't even know. You be like, man, you hilarious.
Man,
like,
exactly. And that's what I tell. I'm like, yo, it's about the music, but it's how people can relate to you.
For sure.
They might not give a damn about what bar, what section you from, but they like the fact that you in the sports and you got crazy commentary on that. And they might not even see that. That might lead them to the music.
For
you know what I mean?
For sure.
But the fact that you're open to these opportunities, open to, you know, linking up with different people, and that only happens by people clicking up.
No, for sure.
And figuring it out.
And like I said, like, Sham helped me a lot with this process, like putting together visuals and stuff. And a lot of rappers will have ego about that. Like, I ain't letting no other person rap that, do that, but it's like, bro, if he good at this,
let him cook.
Yeah, and it's like, I know he could thrive in that outside of like music, you know? I've seen him push stuff together. So it's like, a lot of people got ego in there. I don't got no ego in this. Or I try not to have to a certain extent, because I am a rapper.
You're working on yourself, it's cool.
I am a rapper, I got that, you know, bravado about myself.
It's a superpower thing. You got to figure out when to let it out.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But I know that for the greater good of what I want to do, what I'm trying to accomplish, collaboration is necessary.
Got you.
Yeah. Pharrell said that too, not to cut you off. It's like, if you want to be great, surround yourself around people that's better than you, because it's gonna force you to be. You either gonna sink or swim.
You got to step it up.
It's gonna force you.
Damn. So another thing that I've been kind of seeing, like in a theme in terms of like artists that are out doing the thing right now, is the influx of music that they're putting out. For you, is that something that you want to get on that same wave as well, or are you comfortable with the amount of projects and music and visuals and things that you put out, or is it something like, nah, I got to step up and I want to, you know, increase it?
No, I definitely have to increase the output. For like, you know, the more shots you take, the better chance you have at getting hurt. But I also want to do it to where it still look a certain way. I ain't just putting shit because I can. Right. I can go record a song right now, put it out, but you know, what's the point? But I definitely want to I want to up my work, but also match the intent I put behind it.
Gotcha. So the intent is more, because I'm thinking of a quality standpoint, right? And you hear that conversation of like, oh, I got to make sure, but you hear the conversation of, oh, I got to make sure it's perfect or right. But it's like, you're an artist, you're going to want it to be perfect. That could be the song that's somebody's favorite song that's sitting in your hard drive.
No, that's true. That's true, though. That's true. And I do want to. That's true, because I feel like I do got some songs. I'm coming out with another song with me, RJ, and Kaylin. I'm gonna drop. It's a banger. I'll send it to you, man.
Everybody shaking their head. Yeah. The shit ain't out.
Yeah, nah, but I'm gonna put it out.
What are you waiting on?
Oh, you know, when you deal with artists of that cash, like clearances and stuff like that. But like, for sure though. But But me thinking about me being intentional, I want to put together something that's dope. So when it come out,
it makes sense.
Because all this stuff is, how many moments can you create?
Yeah, very true.
You know,
very true.
How many moments can you create for it to like, and turn into something else? It's like an avalanche, right?
Very true.
So it's like, okay, a little piece of snow roll down, then it becomes, but I'm understanding I gotta do it fast and swift, but I also understand I have to do it the right way because shit, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
So I gotta keep some type of professionalism about what's going on.
But yes, I get that, and that's true. But I also look at, and again, what works for him is not gonna work for everybody else. But I think of somebody like Lil Russell, who's like, I don't give a damn. You know, he recorded a whole live project and put that shit out. You know, that works for him, right? Yeah. But I'm thinking of that same caliber of like, and this really, I'm talking to myself as well when it comes to like different content that I have. Sometimes I'll spend a lot of time before I post some shit. I'm like, nigga, you could have just
posted it,
put that shit out.
That's true.
And sometimes we get in our own head of like what needs to be the right moment, the right thing. But I hear your intention is very important too.
No, that's true though. I mean, and I guess like me and Epic had a conversation about this. Like, it's not like I got 40,000 people like following me, so it's like I gotta put out more shots to like make it make sense, but I just wanted it to look fly. Yeah, you know. And I'm not saying that that's gonna hold me back from dropping heat. Yeah, because I'm definitely like that song coming out real soon.
Yeah.
The project coming out on the 13th, and I mean, my bad.
No, you good?
Yeah.
The project and then
the project coming. So then it's like, you know, I'm doubling right back with some new music.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that I guess my overall thing is like, that's the plan, to just load up with intentional shit and just
and go.
drop. Let people
go.
Got it. This kind of gets into that next question, and I always like to ask people, and I've asked you this too while we were on at the radio station, is like, the year can't end without you doing what? Like, what are those things that you're looking at now? Like, okay, the project's out, I got this.
I gotta have two more projects. Yes, of this caliber. Because I think this is like, it's some of my best work.
Right.
For sure. It sound good, for everything. So, and I got more stuff that's kind of like better than this.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of like. So how do you decide what you put out? Let's just say you in the studio, you record, right? You get these 11 songs, 12 songs, or let's just say the process. So maybe you can talk about that. The process of dwindling this down, triple my own words, to make this particular project. Is there things that this doesn't make it because of X, Y, and Z?
Because it's like, okay, so all right, so I was just thinking everything of tone, right? Mm-hmm. So my goal is to really drop 4.
Okay.
This is exclusive.
There we go. Let's go.
So thought I was missing something, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the theme behind it, like, okay, man, thought I was missing something. I looked at myself, and I was like, damn, I got everything I need. So that's one type of texture. Mm-hmm. So the next chapter would be Ghetto Gold, right? Mm-hmm. From the ghetto, after I found what I was missing, I looked at myself and I found gold. The next chapter would be Chances to Make Champions, a whole nother type of texture. I took all these risks by any means to turn myself a champion. The fourth one, I'm finna make producer, turn myself a boss. I did all those things and I turned myself into somebody that's like that. So that's all intention. Going to one, I got all type of different textures and tones.
Hence why you just not just throwing shit out. See, I need context.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, if you got shit, just put it. But I get it. So now that's a well thought out plan, and that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I see it now. Yeah. Now, is this through life experiences of you saying I want to set it up this way, or are you in real time?
It's me failing 1,000 times.
Damn.
And be like, oh, this is the way I gotta do it.
Yeah.
This is the perfect way.
Yeah.
What's that word? Compartmentalize.
Like, yeah. I almost had a moment with my other word a second ago.
I got all these different type of emotions, how I feel, different tones, and music, and filling it out and finding what don't work and what does work. And I just came up with my own formula, and I feel like this is my formula right here. And I think that's what I'm saying. The year can't end without me making that a real thing.
So we're gonna have to hold you accountable.
No, we here.
Everybody that's watching, we gotta get all. The projects gotta come out.
No, they are.
All right.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm already.
It's there. I ain't gonna lie, low key. So I did see Marcel showing you something with I seen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. That's what I'm saying. And then this one, I didn't really have no lead.
Yeah.
The next one I'm gonna have a lead with the boys.
In real time.
You know, it's like, oh man.
All right.
It's crescendo.
Yeah. Well, I always appreciate you extending the invitation. You know, this is special for me because I get a chance to be with you in your section.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to many more conversations, man. And just continue to see the progression, see the growth, whether there's setbacks or not. How you bounce back from that, how you learn from the experiences and full on put it into the music and give something for the people to consume and really enjoy, man. So keep doing your thing, man. I'm a fan. I'm a friend. I appreciate you nonetheless every single time,
and
bro.
Like I said, I thank you for shit always being a friend on my journey, and like always, whenever I call you, pick up the phone or however you can help.
Yeah.
Like people always say, man, I'm here to do whatever I can to help you. And then when it's time, it's like, damn.
Where you at?
The ghost, And I understand people got their own shit going on, so I try not to take all that stuff personal. But sometimes, as humans, we kind of do,
Yeah.
we kind of do. Like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's okay as long as you understand how to, we channel that energy. But I gotta say thank you for always tapping in with me and taking the time out, because you a family man. You got so much going on, and I love to see your growth in this and how you growing the movement, man. So I appreciate you 1,000%, man. For real, thank you.
I love it, man. Thought I was missing something. He ain't missing shit. You know what I mean? Be on the lookout, man.
As a man.
Man, Bale, Young Beezy.
Let's get it going, man. We here, man.
Chuck Dizzle live and direct, man.
We live and direct, man. Let's get it going.